Well, we just got out of Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Woo!
Wow.
That was awesome, man. I'm so glad you asked me to see that. Ooh.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons these movies were made at this point was like, oh, all those people bitching about the lack of continuity between the Star Wars prequels and the original trilogy. Well, we'll show you with the damn Resident Evil series. We'll make these not fucking match at all. Holy shit, this whole plot did not match the rest of the damn movies. It didn't even match the damn one that came before it. They set this whole damn thing up and they're like, well, we don't have any of the actors pretty much to do that and we don't want to do it anymore, so whatever, Washington blew up and then we'll just move on.
I gotta take your word on this. I've only seen the first one. I've seen all of Phelan's reviews of the other ones, and
it's hard to remember everything in these. I did rewatch my Retribution review before we went to this to refresh myself on what happened because holy fuck, this is a mess.
Dead Alice count didn't go up.
Didn't have any naked Alice. That was a surprise.
Or that's what I mean, naked Alice.
Naked Alice. We didn't get naked Alice. I guess there's the one shock from this movie.
Yep.
Holy shit, the action was horrible in this.
The whole start of it just seemed like a big jump scare fest. Were the other Resident Evil movies all about jump scares?
They're about that once in a while, and then overblown action like this one. It's very similar, but the shaky cam was getting annoying in this one.
It was hard to keep on because it was in 3D too, so it was kind of awkward to watch, and it's not fun when every fucking shot's a close up.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do a single. I don't know. I shouldn't say they didn't do a single master shot, but I don't think they did.
It was overblown like the whole time. You're just like. Anytime there's an action scene, it's like there's a million zombies. Like, it gets so ridiculous, you don't care. Because there's no realism about it. It's just like, oh, well, a million zombies? Well, we'll just light a fire down there, burn some of them up.
Yeah, it was... And even when there wasn't a million zombies, if there was just one big one, there was a bunch of other partial corpses that could magically jump scare at any time they wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. Guess we'll get into the story of this one. They start this one up with a backstory, which
kind of just goes over the first movie a bit, and then
but then they retcon the whole damn series with this Alicia Marcus horse shit because
that was never mentioned in the previous.
No. Promotional materials gave Alice a different real name before too, which was Yanis Prospero.
I do remember that.
Yeah, I mentioned it in my review of the one before this because I got a hold of that. It's from Apocalypse, and they said her family's looking for her. She never had a family. Okay.
How do we jump into that?
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Okay, Alicia Marcus is the new reason the T-virus was made. They gave us an explanation why the T-virus was made in the second movie, which was Angela Ashford, and her father, Dr. Ashford, was the one who created the T-virus so she could walk. And the Red Queen was modeled in her image, not Alicia Marcus. But who cares about continuity? These damn movies punish you for remembering anything that happened in them.
You're going to have to review this big time.
Yeah. I mean, it was a given, but...
Yeah.
It's so painful to bother with these. Alicia Marcus, I mean, I'm just going to go into who she is right now. She is Alice's real self.
Yeah, the Little Red Queen was her as a kid, and then she had some Benjamin Button disease where she... where she got... I don't know, she didn't shrink... I don't know, she's just aged
prematurely aged.
She prematurely aged, and then Alice that we know, Mila Jovovich, is actually a clone of her... kind of in the mid-state where she's a grown woman, but she hasn't aged yet, so she's the perfect version.
Which, Alicia Marcus is the 50% owner of Umbrella Corporation, which makes such a damn mess for every other movie in this series, because a bunch of them have been, we are trying to test on Alice, we don't know why she bonded with the T-virus. Wait a second. Our boss over there is the original version of this person. She's never been invested in any of this until this point, where she's just been hanging out in a bunker, apparently, under the hive.
Cryogenically frozen.
Cryogenically frozen in a damn test facility that was blown up at the end of the movie that showcased it the first time. They also they supposedly wiped Raccoon City off the Earth at the end of the second movie. It was doing pretty good for being wiped off the Earth. There's just a crater in the middle of it, but there's still a lot of the damn city there for being wiped off the fucking face of the Earth.
And lots of gasoline, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And they bring back Dr. Isaacs in this movie, who was the villain from the third movie. He turned himself into a tyrant and died.
So he was Tyrant in the third one.
Yeah, he made himself a tyrant, and then he got killed by the lasers because these movies can never drop the fucking laser thing.
Yeah, as soon as they started, I looked at Phil and I just saw him being like...
Yeah, there's lasers in this one too, because of course there is. Of course there is.
Yep.
They
play a big part. They play a very big part in the movie because Alice gets her fingers chopped off. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Alice got hurt. That's probably another big shock. Oh, but of course it was just a lure Dr. Isaacs into false security. But get into that after. There's 2 Dr. Isaacs in this movie. 3. What was the third one?
Well, it starts off going, I thought you died. Oh, I guess was that been Tyrant then?
Mm-hmm.
It's the way
she only knew what was the real one before this movie.
Would have been Tyrant.
Yeah, and he said like every one of them thought they're the real one.
Yeah.
The Dr. Isaacs in the third movie was a low-level doctor in Umbrella who had to... Yeah, he wasn't the 50% owner of Umbrella, which this movie makes him into.
Ironically, he's also in Game of Thrones, and he has an incurable disease as well.
Nice.
Which made me laugh when I saw him.
Oh, it was apparently like, well, we can get this guy back, so let's suddenly
and he's famous
make
now
him Wayne.
Of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I guess if that's going on. It's like, all right, well, he's got some fame going on with that, and we can get him. So suddenly he's way more important than he was before, because like in the third movie, Wesker was above him. And he was like playing with Wesker voice clips, like saying like, this thing is now in charge of Dr. Isaacs. That's an order. Like he put together his voice clips so he could be in charge of this thing.
Wait, did Wesker lose his powers between movies, or did he still have his crazy warp powers?
He should have had it.
So the door coming down on him was dumb.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm apparently that was a really weird thing that they had Wesker back for this one, then didn't use him that much.
No, he was dumb. He was just always a step behind.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay. And this also plays into one of the things, like the end of the Retribution set up this big battle at the White House. Wesker rescued Alice to fight the Red Queen because she was the one releasing all these things and he was trying to stop her. The whole damn movie, Retribution, was about them saving Alice on Wesker's orders. Does that make any sense with anything that happened in this movie?
Nothing. It makes no sense.
No.
He didn't even bring her down to the lair at the end and be like, I was waiting for you. I knew you'd make it all along.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you should have died every step of the way.
Yeah. Well, why did I save you?
There was never any mention of that.
He saved her from Umbrella, which he's a fucking part of.
No, he got fired.
Yeah, at the end, but he was a part of it through this whole thing, right? So he saved her from his own company, and in order to try and kill her, like...
You don't even have to explain anymore. It's dumb.
And like, okay, they had Jill, they had Ada, they had Leon.
Not in this movie.
No, they were all set up though for this battle at the White House where Wesker made himself president or whatever.
They must have retired.
Yeah, but it's just they decided we're not doing any of that. We probably can't get those 3 back. So just suddenly this has happened. Suddenly. It's just
we'll spend
DC
the budget
is
on
destroyed.
Extras. We'll spend the budget on extras.
Suddenly,
cool.
DC's destroyed. Like it looks about the same as Raccoon City, which got wiped off the face of the earth. So I don't know.
Nothing. There was no continuity. The only thing, if you watched it as a standalone movie and didn't realize that there was 5 or 6 beforehand.
Yeah. No, these movies punish you for remembering anything about what happened in them. Like, in the movie before this did that too. Like, there's a whole bunch of things wrong that the other movie did. But it's like all they want to do is reference the first movie over and over lately.
The Hive and the Red Queen and the
while
lasers.
Not remembering things too, because like the whole reason the Queen sealed it off and stuff was to keep the virus from getting out. and it was an accident. This is why this is like one of the few movies they don't do the Alice recap about what happened in the first movie, because now it doesn't work. Because it was an accident, and she says that in her little speech. An accident happened, the virus got out, everyone died. But now Umbrella's whole thing was to purposely wipe the humanity off the earth, save rich people, and then bring them back up to repopulate the earth after it's dead, because once they come back out, apparently global warming and everything will be over.
He basically, the fucking director of this movie, have you seen the movie Kingsman Secret Service?
No.
Oh man, you have to watch it. Plot point for plot point. In Kingsman, Samuel L. Jackson's a bad guy. He's saying the world's corrupting itself, so he develops this chip that everybody gets in their cell phone, and when he activates it, it vibrates a frequency in their body that makes them go murder rampage. And he keeps all the rich people on a special little island with him, and of course none of them are going to die, and then they save the day, and then those people all die, and then the regular people in the world don't.
Yeah.
But it's the same idea. The Earth is in a position where it's going to get fucked up in X amount of years, so we'll kill everybody except a few, and then repopulate, and then we're good.
Yeah.
And it said this original idea, and I'm sitting in my chair just laughing, going, "This is exactly the same as Kingsman, exactly the same." You have to watch that sometime.
Oh yeah, this is also the third little girl to play the Red Queen in this series.
Yeah.
And this time they had to get her as a little girl that sort of looked like Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
So that they could be like, oh look, it was her all along. Like,
You're all going to die down here.
Oh.
Awesome
Yeah,
promo.
they did that in the last movie. Like, they had her do that line, and it was clunky in that one, and then she did it again in this one.
But it was ironic, because
Yeah.
she said it to the bad guy.
She was just sending zombies out after everyone in that last movie, and just to pretend that she can be a good guy now and be like, oh man, I got your memories for you, Alice. A bunch
Oh yeah,
of shit.
the way it ended. So they have this cure that basically,
Which was in the hive. The damn place this thing started.
yeah, of course.
If the Red Queen wanted to get rid of the damn virus back then, which she did, she'd go, oh, yeah, by the way, there's an antivirus, which is airborne. So
Someone must have hacked her. So there was a cure, and all I had to do to save everything was just be exposed in the open air. So they get the cure at the end when they kill off Isaacs or whatever his name is.
yeah, Dr. Isaacs.
Dr. Isaacs. And there's about 1,000 zombies about 10 feet away from Alice. And she drops it. Now the thing is, this virus will kill anything infected with the T, or this cure will kill anything infected with the T virus, including Alice.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't.
No.
In fact, she comes back even better. She has no memories of herself as a kid because she doesn't have any.
Because she was a clone. Dun, dun, dun. Good thing they never mentioned that before.
So she wakes up, and then Claire's standing there going, Alice, you're alive. And she goes, how am I alive? And then she goes, I don't know.
No, she goes, good question.
And we're just sitting there like, they could just roll the credits now and just have a big turd fall on you and it would be fine. So then she hits this little
better
button.
than what happened.
Yeah, and then the Red Queen girl says, Alice, as a final act, we wanted to make sure that you were a good person and would actually do this.
Yeah, we didn't tell you. Also, she tells her, like, she's got, like, 48 hours to save humanity. Was that it?
That's what it was, yeah.
And they act like this is a strict, like, time. Like, there's a bomb gonna go off. Like, this is supposedly because humanity is losing against zombies. There's not...
Yeah.
Like, that would be a guesstimate. Like...
Yeah, you can't go, 48 hours. All the people are like, yeah, we're dead now.
Yeah. Like, they act like that's true, though. They act
Yeah,
like
they do.
just in this 48 hours, the rest of humanity's dead. Like, they're all just sitting there waiting to die.
Unless somehow magically Umbrella has all the people left in humanity inside of capsules.
Yeah.
That'll melt
ready
or
to-
something.
Yeah, they might as well have for anything that made sense in this movie with nothing.
So then the little Red Queen says, Alice, you now have all the memories of Alicia?
Yeah, Alicia Marcus.
So you have all her memories. So then it showed
I had to
Alice
make
sitting-
sure I remembered that name. It was the one I tried to remember.
Yeah. So then she's sitting there and she's having all these flashbacks and memories that the real person had. And it's like, you're now a real girl, Alice. And in my head, I'm like, she's Pinocchio.
Yeah. She's a real girl now.
Yep, she's the real life Pinocchio.
Oh, yeah. They also say to Clunkley, wipe away that Wesker gave her powers back at the end of Retribution, they go, "Oh yeah, Wesker lied about giving you back your powers." Like, that is like horrible. That was dumber than him giving her powers back at the end of Retribution. But I mean, still, that only means that Alice is instead of being a god, she's just a demigod.
Yeah, no big deal.
Like, she's still pulling off superhuman feats left and right. It's like,
It's ridiculous.
the only thing she doesn't have is her stupid telepathy. That's the only thing that's different about her without powers.
She's got a spider sense, and she should have died a million times. She got blown from explosions where she was at point blank.
That's like a
death
staple
range.
in this series now. People getting blown from explosions. Like,
And
they
the
do that in every single one.
Was that just a standard grenade that she put in Isaac's at the end?
Yeah,
Shouldn't that have blown him to bits?
you'd think.
And blown the fucking Cure up?
No. It just
the grenade was in
hurts
this
his side.
The grenade was in the pocket on this side,
Yeah.
and the Cure was in the pocket on this side.
Mm-hmm.
But the grenade only blew up part of him over here.
They could have at least like have him blow all the way up, and then like because it's closed, like say that it could survive or something. Like, I don't know, it didn't make a lot of sense anyway. But that would have made more sense than what they did, like with the just side wound when he gets blown up.
And you could tell from this, because there's one point where Isaac says, and Phelan already said it, every clone believes that they're the original. Mm-hmm. And the whole time that they're in the hive doing all this stuff, there's a clone of Isaac's out there with a mob of zombies chasing him, and he's leading them to the hive. And you don't forget about him, because every once in a while it cuts back to it. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the movie, when she's about to drop the vial to release the cure to kill everything, Isaac's magic warps and grabs it. Mm-hmm. And then the other one comes in and he goes, "You're a clone of me. I'm the original." And then the other guy just stabs him to death. Yeah. It's so anticlimactic. It's ridiculous. But you could see it coming.
Like Wesker. I thought Wesker was going to be important at the end. And then it's just... the Red Queen can't harm anyone hired by Umbrella. So they pull this little horseshit thing where...
Isaac says, "I'm 50% owner."
Yeah, and Alicia Marcus goes, "Oh, you're fired." And then the Queen crushes him with a door.
The door falls on his leg.
Yeah.
It just crushed his leg. He could probably have pulled back a bit and just kind of gooed his leg off.
Yeah. But yeah, like you're saying, they don't have him do any superpowers. It's all Isaac's in this one. It's like they forget.
All he does is drink whiskey.
Yeah, and I don't even know why Isaac's has superpowers.
They don't explain that.
No.
He's got Wesker's powers, basically.
Yeah, he's got Alice powers, which is the whole thing Umbrella was trying to find in like the whole rest of the series. But, I guess they should have just called their boss. I'm like, "Oh yeah, you have that too, don't you?" And then he goes, "Well, I don't know what our company's agenda is. It changes every fucking movie." Because in the movie before this, Umbrella was manufacturing a viral arms race. You saw how much that had to do with anything that happened in this one.
0.
Yep. Also, the Isaac's clone at the beginning of this one, once he captures Alice, because there's always got to be a capture Alice scene. Like, these movies just repeat so many things over and over.
Did you find it had a Mad Max kind of vibe with the way?
Which was what the third movie was, which was the other one he was in.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of did redo that again too. They've already done Mad Max, but he has a case of Alice heads. And he goes, "Oh, you're clones that tried to get me." Like, what? When did clones try to get him? Like, every Alice clone that was against Umbrella has died at this point. Like, Alice had a little ragtag army of clones of her that she led to fight Umbrella in one of these, and the rest of them died.
Yeah.
There were some other Alice clones in Retribution, which were all just playing out dumb little simulations in their holodecks or whatever, where they were just getting killed by zombies, which was part of that viral arms race thing. They were showing like simulations to try and sell it to other world powers. But anyway, that facility blew up. But I guess facilities blowing up's not a big deal, since the Hive is doing pretty well in this movie.
This must have happened all the time between movies.
Yeah. Where they're still running out of this stupid facility where an outbreak already happened. Oh. But anyway, the main point is there's no Alice clones that would be coming after this guy. around. Like, that doesn't make any sense. They just threw it in to probably as dumbass reminder that clones exist.
That's 100% all they did it for. It
Yeah.
meant nothing other than, hey, remember when we had her with clones? That way there's continuity.
Yeah.
Hey guys, there's continuity.
Yeah, that's the main thing about these movies. That's more important than zombies at this point. The Resident Evil movies are this stupid clone saga crap.
And the way it ended, it said the virus is airborne, so it'll take a few years to reach. Antivirus is going to take a few years to reach it, so I'm not done yet. So is it the final chapter?
I think it's done. I think they've said he's done, but I mean...
They could always come up with some other... If this does well, which I hope it doesn't, they'll come up with some new stupid movie.
No, if this does well, I'm really disappointed in everyone.
They've had, what, was this a 6th movie now? Or the 7th? Or
6th, yeah.
They've had 6 tries to make one decent movie of the series.
15 years.
And they can't just do one. They
No.
can't make one good one.
And they can't have, like, any... They keep bringing up characters to do nothing except watch Alice. Like, that's all anyone ever does. That... The best thing Claire gets to do, who's the only returning good guy in this movie, is break out of a chamber she gets put in, which is not the first time she's been stuck in a chamber in one of these movies, but oh, what a surprise. But yeah, that's what she gets to do. She kind of gets to flail around and pretend she's helping Alice in her final fight with Isaacs at one point, but yeah, she gets knocked out, and then it's all up to Alice.
She's not even knocked out.
Well, I'm just knocked to the side.
She's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Isaacs could kill her, and she's just sitting there. And then she blows Isaacs up with the grenade in the pocket.
But
and then she goes to see Claire, and Claire's just sitting there like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Claire can teleport, though, apparently, because at the end, after Alice has beaten Isaacs in the laser room, after we redo that for the millionth time, she goes, oh, yeah, I'll catch up with you. So you think she's going to die in there. But then, no, she's just like, hey.
It explodes.
Yeah, it blows up pretty soon after Alice gets out.
The whole hive explodes.
But
she's in the middle of it.
But as we know, the hive blowing up doesn't matter that much because it's already blown up before.
True.
So I guess it blew up and she's like,
The hive has layers like an ogre.
Yeah, she blew up in it and she's like, oh, it's kind of fine. The hive makes no sense in this one, too, because they get into it through this giant door, which is open for no reason, because when Alice leads her little ragtag team of cannon fodder in there, Wesker goes, close the door. Why did you have it open?
And then they turn the fans on.
Yeah, I guess for air, but then he doesn't have the intake thing going on anyway, so they're open for no reason.
And then the fans go in reverse, and he kills one person. He could probably get a couple of them, and as soon as one person dies, he turns the fans off, and now he's probably thinking, next booby trap.
Yeah.
One per booby trap.
I was laughing at that because, yeah, I'll turn it off now that I got one of them. It's like, or you could leave it on and kill them all.
Well, it's funny because they got through the fans, and then this one girl flips him off in the cameras, and he sees it, and then she's the one that dies.
Yeah, you knew that was coming.
Showed you.
They telegraphed who was going to die in these fans because, like, when they get to them, she's like, oh, no. Like,
yeah,
that's the one who's going to die. And you knew it was coming the whole damn time.
Yeah. How'd the guy die that was fighting with her? Oh, the thing bit his head off.
Yeah, like that, I don't know, like tyrant-y alligator man thing, like whatever you want to call that.
It looked like Killer Croc on from Batman.
Yeah, I don't know what, he like had scales up along his back, like a dinosaur or some sort.
He looked like Killer Croc. Yeah. He was Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Killer Croc was in the movie.
I don't know what that was. They had like Plaga things, but of course they did. They've had those around since the last few movies.
It wasn't even scary when that popped out of the water because we just seen the trailer right before the actual movie itself started, and that was one of the jump scares in the trailer.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't play Paradise City at any point, like in the stupid trailer.
The only good thing about Resident Evil is the new video game coming out.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be much better than this. It's out now, so I've already got people asking me to play it.
Is it out now, the new one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'll have to go pick it up.
Yeah.
We'll play that one.
Yeah. It'll be a lot better than the Alice Fest. I don't know. I don't think there's a lot much else to... Well, there probably is. I could probably go on forever, but...
I'm trying to think back through the movie.
Yeah, if there's anything else to cover before we go.
There's a lot of times she gets knocked out and wakes up in a bad situation.
Yeah, like everyone. Oh, and they play these like voice clips for like mostly Red Queen things, like, oh yeah, 48 hours, da 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 da. I'm glad like Alicia Marcus had like a British accent when she was a kid for some reason.
Yep.
It's almost like that doesn't make sense.
She weaned off of it.
Yeah. No, the action was annoying. Like I said, you just tune out for the most part. You're just kind of like, oh yeah, this is gonna keep going for a while.
And again, in 3D, it's kind of hard to keep track sometimes because it jumps so much.
Yeah, everyone else is just there to die around Alice. Like, this is so boring at this point. Yeah, no Chris. You didn't get Wentworth Miller back, so Chris, I don't know, fell off the boat, and then Claire said, I don't care where my brother went, and never bothered mentioning him again.
They should have brought Barry back.
Yeah, they did kill him off in Retribution, though.
No, but that was a clone of Barry.
Yeah. Might as well have been, yeah. That'd make as much sense as anything.
Alice sandwich.
And I don't know, Leon and Ada were just somewhere, I don't know, probably in that White House debris. Like,
Well, they're probably in the Caribbean.
yeah. Oh, yeah, it's actually really nice down here. Let's not tell Alice. She'll just
Zombie
come
butlers.
and annoy us.
Yep.
Yeah, Jill, I guess that's where she was too.
Yep, they're having a little party.
Yeah, like, hey, we all survived that movie, but we're not coming back. So we don't need to watch Alice save the day and everyone else die around her. So, this movie's a mess. I hope it's over.
Really, the final
But I
chapter.
mean, yeah. But I mean, we had fucking Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and that's the fourth movie. Final chapter.
They really can't do anything now unless they renege on the cure being a cure.
Which they would do. They'd be like, oh, well, the cure didn't fully work like we expected. That's all you need. And then suddenly they're all around there.
Or Alice will wake up in a test tube and be like, all that stuff was just fake memories.
They pretty much tried to do that in Retribution with one of those things by saying, like, some of that wasn't real. Like, oh, yeah, well, you know. Like, I love, too, like, in the third movie, when it got all Mad Max, they said basically the world was fucked. And, you know, rivers and lakes dried up. The world was all sandy. And then the world got a little better for the next two movies. And then it got back to that point, kind of, by this one. Like,
Yeah, I'll just stick to watching your reviews for those ones. I can't possibly go through them. They sound awful.
no, it's so hard when you actually remember anything that happens in them. Like, I can't stand these movies at this point.
Speaking of can't stand movies, I can't wait for Rings to come out.
Oh,
I hate it already.
but you know, it's on YouTube. It's always good when it's online.
Yeah, just get it in a thumb drive.
I think I made this joke in one of the things, but that's the only thing that the T-virus hasn't done in these ones is like magically turn into a computer virus. And I've been waiting for that one. That's what they can do. The final chapter, the T-virus goes online. That'll be the tagline.
No, because you already kind of hit the nail on the head with Friday the 13th not being the last one, the final chapter.
Yeah.
Resident Evil in space.
Yeah.
Resident Evil X.
Alice has to go online and fight the T-virus in the computer. In the computer. Well, yeah, the movie sucked. Surprise.
Yeah, it was bad. As someone who hasn't seen every one of those movies, and I like all the Resident Evil games, I just... Yeah.
No, but you're fired.